I've tried to record this video about 3 or 4 times now. That's a lie. This is probably my 6th time recording, and I'm just so deeply moved by this video that I saw from Nicole Shanahan, and it's having an impact on me. And before the waterworks start going, I just gotta say, Nicole Shanahan took this moment today on a podcast that was, published live, and she expressed something with an incredible amount of sincerity, transparency, and s while devastating, still ended up to be filled with gratitude. Now, in a broad stroke, I will say that, Nicole Shanahan ended up getting pregnant on the campaign trail, alongside RFK Jr., but something devastating followed, something that I wished no woman ever had to go through, um, but that's not real life, you know? Bad things happen to good people, and it sucks. Sometimes I try to be really eloquent here, but sometimes things just suck, and it just sucks. But I did wanna put out this video because I had a goal, and it's while RFK Jr. is making America healthy again, I wanna be doing the work to make America human again, and I think we do the work to making America human again by having these open conversations, because these people who are leaders, who are leading movements like making America healthy again, they are not free from the variable that is being human. They still have their own battles, and sometimes they are public, but oftentimes they are incredibly private. And in the middle of these very public battles that they are facing, whether it's trying to get on ballots, or trying to fight people off in courts, or writing multiple checks to fight off the DNC while they're trying to create a dent in this independent movement, something devastating happens along the way, and you need to maneuver your way through it and find meaning, while also trying to hold what feels like the weight of the world on your shoulders, and it's just really tough. So if this video does anything, I hope that it's not to over romanticize these leaders, but to humanize them. We can't forget the variable that is being human. We can't. Okay, let's watch this video, and then we'll talk about it some more. Also, if you like having conversations like this, please consider liking and subscribing. I believe these conversations matter, and if you do too, I'd love for you to be part of this conversation.
Something happened to me last September, which I haven't really started to talk about, but I'll share with you. Jacob and I, we got pregnant. I got pregnant on the campaign trail unexpectedly, and I was 20 weeks pregnant.
Wow.
And we were starting to taper down the campaign, and but I wanted to go out there for mothers, and so I really wanted to I wanted to keep doing more, even though my body was kind of like, you got to slow down. But I was right at that very end. And then I had wrapped an interview actually with Megyn Kelly. And that was the day that I had my miscarriage. And it was pretty far along. It was really scary.
Yes. Wow.
I almost lost my life. Wow. And I was at Stanford. Actually, at 20 weeks, they take you to delivery. And so I went into delivery, and it was just not a good situation. Lost over 4 liters of blood. You only have 4 liters of blood, so I lost pretty much everything.
Oh my goodness.
And pretty much was dying. I was dying and was losing a baby, and it was a very scary experience. But at the same time, I was taken so close to the end, you could feel it. I could
Mm.
feel it, right? Like I could
Like you could feel
feel.
your life slipping from you?
Yeah, I had lost so much blood, and they were, I waited till I wanted to save the baby, so I waited to do the surgery. I didn't want to lose the baby, and so I was like, just wait, maybe it'll stop. So I waited, and I probably waited a little bit too long.
Mm.
um, and so then came the transfusion, and then the kind of rushing into the OR, and there's this moment where like I actually had peace
Yeah.
with
Wow.
this idea of going. And the chaplain came in, and you just don't know if you're going to come out of surgery.
Right.
So it was a moment of like, I want to live. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight because I want to come back for my daughter, my 6-year-old. And I know she needs me. And God, if like you want to bring me back, I'm going to give it my all. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna, anyways. So,
Yes.
and I came back. I woke up, and I like couldn't believe it, but I woke up after surgery, and I had lost the little girl, and we said goodbye
I'm so
before I went into
sorry.
surgery. And waking up, I just was like, groggy because I was out.
Mhm.
And my first question was like, do I have my uterus?
Yeah.
Because there was a chance I wasn't going to come out with my uterus.
Yeah.
And the nurse goes, you have your uterus. And I was like, oh, thank God. And I was like, and I'm alive. She's like, you're alive and everything looks good. And I was like, wow, I'm alive.
Wow.
And my brother had flown in from Colorado, and I saw him in the hallway. And then I saw Jacob in the hallway, and I was like, all right, I'm here.
Yeah.
But so that was the end of September. It was actually on my 39th birthday.
Wow.
It's like a wild set of events.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely speechless. I really am. I don't know how someone goes through that and still responds with such gratitude for life. Yeah, you could imagine that so many people go through the same set of events and they just end up massively depressed and in a rut. And for Nicole Shanahan to still be here months later, continuing the fight, continuing to be an advocate for making this for making the future that we're creating a lot brighter and healthier and lighter. It's really remarkable. To me, this is a story of human resilience, and I think it's beautiful. Here's a couple other responses from people. I saw this from Colin Rugg. Almost has 500,000 views. A lot. This is really resonating with a lot of people. Kay's in one of the top comments says, "I followed her and Bobby Kennedy's campaign closely. Yeah, I had no idea this had happened till now. It's awful to hear about her baby, but thank God Nicole is okay to continue her great work. Who knew we almost lost one of the great leaders of our time? I know." Lauren Lee says, "As someone who followed every move of this campaign since the beginning, I am blown away." And I love this next part. "This is true feminine strength, leading a global movement while in grief." I can't get over this. To me, I've heard a lot of mixed opinions on Nicole Shanahan, but right now you ever hear some stories where that singular story begins to be a marker of this person's character? For me, this is that story for Nicole Shanahan. I feel like I'm never gonna look at Nicole Shanahan again the same way, just because now I feel like she has this video alone, this clip alone demonstrates so much strength in the middle of something so devastating in an area of time where it's so easy to be weak and you have every reason to just be fragile, to remain strong, to remain at peace. That is such a clear indicator of good character, and it is incredible. Chris the Cool underneath this post, he says, "You never know what silence battles people are going through," and that's why that's the goal that I wanted. That's the reason why I wanted to make this video, because you never know what people are going through. You never know. But I'm glad we got to hear Nicole Shanahan's story. I'm glad we got to hear her
Some
talk about something so incredibly intimate, and she pulled the curtain back in her world, in this campaign, and we didn't know what happened, but now we do. And I think this is a good story, but it's not even a story. This is just someone's life. I think it's easy to get wrapped up in all the news and the politics and the conversations that happen at a national level, but we forget that behind every one of these national conversations is a really personal connection. And this video is probably not going to get that many views, but nonetheless, conversations like this matter. And I think conversations like this push humanity forward. So anyways, that's the video. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Tell me how you interpret this video. Do you see Nicole Shanahan any differently? What areas do you agree with this? What areas do you disagree with this? I love a 360-degree perspective, and I welcome it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching and listening, and make sure you like and subscribe. But I will see you all next time. Thank you for being with me today. Episode's over already? Geez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.